From our inception in the 18th and 19th centuries, seeking industrial solutions for soda ash production from common salt, to the mid-20th century surge in semiconductor applications, chemical engineers have underpinned the global value chain, from the medicines in your cabinet to the battery in your pocket. Our fingerprints are embedded in the products and systems of everyday life.
I think it's all around us all of the time.
Everything that you see has probably been touched by a chemical engineer at some point.
Engineering is really the background of how we live our lives.
We're involved in every aspect of society.
I think we don't always recognise the impact of chemical engineers on modern life.
If I just think about, I got up this morning, I had a shower, I used chemicals to wash my hair. When you think about the food we eat, every time we turn on the tap, we take for granted that the water that comes out of the tap is clean and safe to drink.
You can't really get away from us.
I think it's really important to stop and take notice of how engineering really makes a difference to us. And that's exactly why engineers like chemical engineers need that recognition.
Chemical engineers are trained to be system thinkers.
Chemical engineers are ambitious, they're big picture thinkers, they're problem solvers.
The competencies that define a good chemical engineer today, such as being able to ask the right questions and also being able to challenge appropriately when things don't make sense.
We never think. It's chemical engineers that we rely on to make those things happen.
We are great custodians of the past, whilst also being creators of the future.
We are often the least obvious of the engineering disciplines. A complex interplay with chemistry, physics, maths, biology, and economics makes our field difficult to box and uniquely powerful. We don't just solve problems, we understand systems. And in a world of interconnected challenges, that is exactly the kind of thinking the world needs.
Chemical engineers are uniquely placed to lead because they are the great conveners.
We're able to think about things sometimes in different ways.
Being able to think in whole systems.
We really look at the issues from the systems perspective, about the technology, single point sources, but also about the supply chain around it, the policy and regulation implications, the impact to environment and the society.
They speak the languages of physics, of chemistry, of mathematics, of computer science in a way that a lot of the other disciplines don't.
Chemical engineering is brilliantly placed to deal with all of these things because it's a very practical subject.
It's about having a broader skill set. For me, being a biotechnologist, that skill set includes biotechnology, bio-based tools, understanding of bio-based processes.
It improves the way we make decisions because it allows people with different perspectives, knowledge, views of the world to participate in how we make engineering decisions.
It looks at solutions that really work for society, and it is underpinned by a strong scientific basis.
And that will help us make broader and better decisions.
That means they can bring people and disciplines together to solve these really big cross-disciplinary challenges.
While the oil, gas and pharmaceutical sectors will require our expertise for decades to come, the profession must evolve alongside the world. We are being propelled towards a cleaner, more efficient future. Decarbonisation is now a primary focus of engineering thought, and chemical engineers are at its heart.
Chemical engineers are fundamental to everything that we face as a society and as a world.
We are actually, as a profession, at an unprecedented time.
Health security, energy security, even global security itself.
A time of real change.
We are facing big challenges like climate change.
Everything cascades down from having a reliable and, more importantly, nowadays, clean energy supply.
The processes that they've developed are generally dependent on petrochemicals.
One of the most valuable properties of a chemical engineer is adaptability, the ability to change, to embrace new things.
Our training as engineers teaches us how to approach complex systems and the challenges that they bring.
It's
actually chemical engineers that are uniquely placed to be able to replace those processes with more sustainable processes.
We have huge opportunities to contribute to the energy transition and also to nurture and advance skills in this particular area.
It's all about produce energy responsibly, apply novel technologies such as carbon capture, storage, utilization, renewable energy, climate mitigating technologies.
Water purification, growing food, making our factories run all need that reliable energy supply and, more importantly for the future, a clean energy supply.
New energy sources, new generation techniques and so on. Everything relies upon chemical engineering.
This has never been a better time to be becoming a chemical and a biochemical engineer.
You have in once of a century opportunity to contribute in a positive way towards the future.
Chemical engineers are not just going to solve those problems, but also create whole new future solutions and a new world for us going forward.
We're having very interesting conversations around the development of our planet and the living conditions of our people.
Chemical engineers are going to be absolutely central to helping meet those challenges and making sure we all have a better way of life.
This shift is driven by artificial intelligence, machine learning, biointegration, and the materials revolution. These are more than natural evolutions. They are incredible step changes that force us to interrogate our understanding of as low as reasonably practicable, redefining our approach to risk and opportunity.
The future of the world is uncertain. There's lots of things changing. We know there's the advent of generative AI and increased automation and robotics.
People are talking about how AI will destroy our jobs, job opportunities, change the profession completely.
What does healthcare or education look like in an AI-enabled future?
So right now we are right at the intersection and convergence of some real mega trends. So we've got AI, we've got biotech, we've got more decentralisation, we've got decarbonisation happening. A lot of chemical engineering skills apply to solving those problems, whether it's systems thinking or process design, or really actually understanding how things work at scale.
Digital skills, numerical modelling, artificial intelligence won't be a bonus or a nice to have. They will be a fundamental part of being a chemical engineer.
I think the AI to chemical engineering profession is going to be profound.
The growth of AI, the growth of fields like biointegration, materials revolution, more conversation around the circular economy.
This involves master advanced tools, digital twins, but at the same time keep the creativity and be critical so that we can still create innovative solutions and make sure any solutions generated by future tools are responsible in terms of society and environmental impact.
In the age of artificial intelligence, when things are changing at a rate that we have never seen before, I think that chemical engineers will be the ones that can grasp it by the scruff of the neck and really make it work.
The Institution of Chemical Engineers is the prime mover of this progress. We are ensuring the future is embedded in everything we do, from our special interest groups and learned society activities to the rigorous requirements for accreditation and professional registration. Through consultations and resources, we are redefining competence and commitment in a changing world. Not just for today's engineers, but for the ones who haven't yet walked through the door.
IChemE has a key role to play in helping all chemical engineers feel competent and confident.
The institution has never been so well posed to tackle the global challenges that we do have as chemical engineers. The institution has the expertise, has the competency and has the collaborations that make our profession strong.
It wasn't just a badge, it was really peer recognition for the work and the professionalisation of the experience that I'd had over time.
Encouraging people to keep up to date with their knowledge, their skills, and also engaging with others about what makes chemical engineers so important to the world.
This is a journey and it starts very early. IChemE offers continuous support. This is done through continuous development, professional development courses.
It gives a massive amount of credibility to the individuals.
It's important for us as chemical engineers to recognise that we have to earn trust. The way in which we earn that trust and retain it is to be professional in everything that we do.
Work around professional ethics and listening to the wider public to bring public voice into the work that we do.
The weight of the IChemE accreditation behind you gives you some gravitas and gives you that professional standing, which I think is really important.
We shouldn't keep engineering in the dark. We should be illuminating pathways for our young people around chemical engineering.
It's quite important for us to get that message out there to inspire others to join chemical engineering and have that kind of impact on modern life.
Giving them the opportunity to make their own individual choices so they realise that opportunities like this are for them.
Confidence is going to be built and continuously nurtured towards their career.
As members come on to join the IChemE and progress in their careers, they can really make a difference in the future.
It's a great training, it's a great education that gives you the skills, the competence, the knowledge and the ideas for how to make a real difference in the world.
IChemE President Ollie Folayan describes it as an infrastructure of innovation. The idea that when you build the conditions for everyone to belong, you build the conditions for better thinking and bolder solutions. This cannot be a siloed conversation. We must bridge the intersection of industry and culture, translating complex systems into human stories to reach audiences beyond traditional channels. When you build the conditions for everyone to belong, you build the conditions for better answers.
So inclusion is really important. Having people, particularly with different perspectives and different world experiences, really helps us to make decisions in a more holistic way.
I've worked in multiple countries around the world with amazing people across cultures from Europe, North America, Asia. What I've really learned is being an engineer is about the ability to build and the desire to build and create and to understand.
We create an environment where everybody can contribute and everybody feels able to be involved.
Embedding themselves into this community of chemical engineers, getting to not being afraid to network and to be vulnerable about areas that they may not have as much experience in.
And from that we see suddenly we get interesting perspectives and we're able to make better decisions.
I'm really proud to be a chemical engineer because from an inclusion point of view, anyone could succeed.
There are multiple routes into our profession and we want to explore that more. Regardless of that personality type, there is a pathway for you into the chemical engineering sector.
Our young people can identify themselves in volunteers that come along to our events. They can see people from all different walks of life, all different backgrounds, all different ages, and it almost opens the door for them.
I'd like them to feel a sense of belonging in a profession, a community of role models, a community of mentors, a community of change makers, a community of problem solvers.
Engineers are an important part of society and they make decisions that affect society.
There is a better way of doing everything. And as engineers, our ambition, our drive, our belief is that we can create and will create better solutions, be they processes, be they systems, to deliver and shape the future.
Climate change, clean water, food security, energy. The public is already living inside the questions chemical engineers spend their lives answering. IChemE is opening those conversations and inclusion is the thread woven through. From the Industrial Revolution to a global pandemic, history shows us that inclusion precedes innovation. We aren't just thinking about fairness, we are ensuring the future of engineering.
Chemical engineering is an incredible and important and exciting profession.
Chemical engineers have always been involved with making things actually work and that change society for the benefit of society.
Engineering thinking is really relevant to all sorts of societal questions.
We do talk about the societal value that we provide.
Chemical engineers are going to be front and centre of dealing with the big challenges we face as a society.
They might be things that are quite technical, like how we will fuel the future with sustainable fuels, or they might be more about how does technology shape our lives.
Chemical engineering can open the door to a huge set of opportunities.
Chemical engineering is an inherently exciting profession. It can take you anywhere in the world and into many, many different industries and down different paths.
When young people feel that engineering is for them, it's absolutely transformational.
My main aim is to make sure that in another 104 years, even though probably none of us will be around, the IChemE is still doing everything it can to support chemical engineers wherever they are.
As the world around us evolves, there are these forces that are so important and a real coming wave that will revolutionise our society.
I think it's fantastic to be part of a profession where anybody can be successful.
I'm pleased to be an engineer because of our intrinsic and inextinguishable belief that there is always a better way and that we continuously strive to create a better future.
This is a very worthwhile career to follow, a very rewarding career to follow, and you will make a difference. You will make a difference to the world. So go for it.